Hi everyone, it's been a minute. Welcome, or hi. I'm okay, I'm alive, I survived, and I'm trying to get back to what I used to be before this hurricane. But this tutorial is from my friend Lizzie. So basically, I have this bookmark that I made with let me show you. So it's like a basket weaving technique. It looks like this on one side, so this is the nighttime side, and then this is the daytime side. So I'm going to make another one with basically how to make it. Now, basically what I did was that I used this paper that I got a bunch of online, and it's only one-sided, so I don't know if this is origami paper, but any paper you have will do. This one is thicker than this one. I don't know if that's apparent, but this is pretty thin. This is not as thin. You can hear it kind of, but you can feel it even more. So this is gonna be my weaving piece, and this is gonna be my card that I'm gonna weave, right? So basically what you need, your two patterns of paper. It could be anything. It could be a blank black piece and a blank white piece, whatever you want. That's what you should use. But I'm going for like a pretty girly maximalist kind of vibe. I'm gonna make a thinner one than this one, and then you can literally put like a tassel if you want. Like you can laminate it, like you can do anything. You can also use materials that aren't paper, but for this purpose we're gonna use paper. Okay, so here's what you need. Let me get something. 1 second. All right, so here's the list of things you need. You need paper, glue, scissors. If you feel like getting frisky, you can have some washi tape on hand. I just have this one that I might not use. I don't know yet. And you can also use I have like a paper cutter, but I'm not going to use that for this purpose. Where you can like use a paper cutter to cut the lines, and if you know how to measure it, it will be easier than using the scissors. But I'm going to use the scissors to show you that you don't need anything more than everyday tools. So my first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna determine the direction I want these to go. So I think I want them to go like this, right? I'm also gonna determine the size. So I want it to be a lot thinner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now cut this to the size that I want. What I do to make sure that there's no white paper, this is all like patterned, is to fold and glue it first. So basically after I determine the size, I'm gonna go ahead and fold it. So I want it to maybe be this thin. So I'm gonna fold it over. So it's gonna be this thing, okay? So fold it over, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut it so that I just have what I'll be working with. And make sure it's straight, first of all. Okay, and that's as straight as it's gonna get. It's not straight, but that's as straight as it's gonna get. And you can cut it first and then fold it after to make it even straighter, because when you fold the paper in half, it's easier than to fold just a little piece of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. Now you have the it's gonna be like this, right? You need this to be closed. You need this to look like one sheet instead of like, you know. So you can tape it, but I'm gonna glue it, because glue, when it's dry, is gonna add a layer of like solidarity. So it's gonna be even more enforced. Okay, this is bugging me. Hold on. It's not straight, and that's bothering me. So I'm gonna straighten it. So that's a lot straighter. For the other one, I didn't care for it to be straight, so it has a little bit of a belly, but I'm okay with that. For this one, I want it to be straight. So then I'm gonna go ahead and glue my thing. Don't put too much glue, because then it will be wet and you're gonna have to sit down and wait for it to dry for a longer period, and then it might ruin the paper depending on the thickness of the paper that you use. This is why I used the thicker sheet for the card, because I knew that it would be sturdier. So once you're done spreading your glue, you may need like a rag or paper towel to wipe glue from your fingers, or something to like spread the glue. So this is glued now. So it's just one piece of paper. Okay, so you can also add another piece to make it like more sturdy, but it's gonna be harder to cut when you do that. So now we have our card. We're gonna now determine how you want it woven. For this one, I did it short, so the woven pieces are these short parts, right? So it went straight across like that. You can also make it go, this way, or you can make it go this way, right? For this purpose, we're gonna make it go lengthwise, because I already have one that goes across. So because I want it to go lengthwise, I'm gonna have to cut this without breaking the ends. Now, because I don't know why I use a thin piece, I don't have a lot of room for error. So the way you do this with scissors is on the simple side. So you fold it. Don't worry that you're creasing it. You fold it, right? Once it's folded, don't crease it too much. Once it's folded, you can start cutting. You are going to cut and stop. When you're done cutting, you'll have this much cut. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep going like that. Now that I'm done, when I open it, I have all of these folds, right, going all the way down. I don't mind that I creased it. If you don't want to crease it or have a line in the middle, you can literally use a cutting tool. You can use an X-Acto knife or a blade, or I don't know what that cutting tool is called with a slider, but you can use that to just cut, make your cuts, right? You can also make your cuts lengthwise. In any case, it's the same. The method is the same. So now we are going to get our paper that we want to weave, which is this one. So it's two-sided. So there's a blank piece and a the colored piece. What I did for this one was that I used two different patterns on either side. No, I just did that for this. So for the card, I used two different patterns on either side. So one is the nighttime, because I cut it this way. Woo! Because I cut it this way. One is the dark side and one is the light side. It's like the same pattern with a different background. So one has a black background, one has a pink background. Okay. So now we're gonna make our weaving piece. Same method. What I'm gonna do is measure like how much, because I don't want to waste paper. So I'll still have this to do something else, and I'm gonna do the same with this. You're gonna see how much of this is going to fill this, because you're gonna still see this peeking through, so it's not gonna use all of it. It's gonna see how much, and so I know now that it's this much. It's like ½ an inch. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the inside. This is just for precision, and fold it. When I do that, it's gonna be approximately the same size. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut it again. And put that aside. Now, the size that you're gonna cut this piece into strips. The size that you want is going to determine, the size of the squares you want is going to determine how thick you cut it. For this one, I want to do it a little bit thinner. So this one, I cut it fairly thick. So this is a piece that I wove through this way. It's that thick. I don't know. It's that thick. So this one is going to be a little bit thinner because it's smaller. So we are gonna just glue again. For this one, for this side, I wouldn't tape it at all because you're gonna cut it out into strips. just getting rid of the glue with my hands. Our piece is now one double-sided strip that is going to be woven into this. Now it's a little bit moist, but I'm still gonna push on ahead. So what you do now is that you make full cuts. So a little rule: if you're doing it lengthwise like me, if you're doing the weaving lengthwise like me, you cut horizontal lines. Are they showing? You cut horizontal lines. If you're doing the weaving like sideways, like this one, you cut vertical lines in your card piece. And then in the strip piece, if your weaving is lengthwise, you cut it vertically. If your weaving is horizontal, you cut your strips horizontal, so you cut them shorter, right? So your strips will tell you how you're weaving. Vertically means they're lengthwise. Horizontally means you're cutting it short like that. Okay? Okay. So we're almost at the fun part. So I'm gonna now cut these as straight as I can, as even as I can, as neatly as I can. I'm not a neat cutter, so bear with me. Lizzie, you might be a better cutter than me, to be honest with you. So strip one. I think I'm only gonna get 3 strips out of this, which is totally fine. That's enough to show you how to do it. Oh, maybe I'll get 4. Maybe I can cut this in half. Yeah, I can. If your glue is on the wetter side, wait for it to dry. This one isn't very wet, so it's not giving me any trouble. The paper is not tearing. So, okay. So now we have 4 strips and our piece that we're gonna use as the card. So this is now the fun part, the actual weaving. So you want to weave it like a basket. So it's gonna be a method of like pushing and pulling through like you're stitching, and then you're gonna do the opposite when you're doing the next piece. So for this first piece, I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna start on this side. You just push it through. I don't even know if all of them will fit, but you push it through here and you just pull it through all the way because you don't want it to tear, and then put it through the next slot. So you end up with it looking like that. I'm gonna pull it all the way up because it's the exact length, so I need as much of it as possible. So with your first like weave, the one side looks like this and the other side looks like that. And I'm just gonna keep going like that, basically. Push it through one side, and then when it's on the other side, push it through the next slot. I'm just gonna keep doing that. You can like push it in like this to kind of separate it to make it easier. And also you want to pull it as far as you can to the edge so that you'll leave room for the rest of your threading, for the rest of your paper to be threaded through. So end up with that. I'm just gonna keep going now. If this is not long enough, I'm gonna cut this. Okay, I'm gonna have to be quick because my phone is running out of storage and it's running hot. So I'm gonna show you one more and then I'm gonna break, and the next time I come back, I'm gonna be showing you how to do the next piece to give your momentum for your thing. Okay, I'm back. So I did this whole piece and I only had to cut off a little bit of the top. So a little rule of thumb, make sure that if you're doing it lengthwise, your piece that you're weaving through is a little bit longer than your card piece. Now you're gonna need to do the other one. Now for the other one, you are not gonna start on the same side that you started the first one. You're gonna flip it around and start on the other side. So that way it gives it tension and like holds it together. Does that make sense? So I started this one on this side, right? For the other one, I'm gonna start it over here. So the first piece I put is gonna go, instead of coming through and holding this side like this, it's gonna come through and hold, it's gonna come through and hold this side like that. So let's do it. It looks like I'm only gonna be able to do 2, but that's fine. So pull it through, pull it all the way. So I have one starter piece on this side and one starter piece on this side, one open piece on this side and one open piece on that side. So I'm just gonna push it through like that, and you're gonna see it start to come together. It's just gonna carry on like that, and it's just gonna do the opposite. It's just gonna do the opposite automatically if you start it correctly, and that way you'll get the pattern. So you can see the pattern start to come through. I'm gonna cut right here, and then I'm gonna finish it and come back. Okay, so I finished weaving the other side, and I don't like how it made me feel like this one is even shorter, but basically this is how it looks. I don't think I have room to do another one. I might make the room and like cut the paper some more and add another one, but basically for every other one you flip to the other side. So we started at this corner, we started on this side, right? See how our first insert was on this side, and it went behind and over and behind and over and behind and over. Your next insert needs to be on the other side, so it goes behind and over. So if I were to add another one over here, I would go back to the other side and start it over here, right here, and insert it right here and go through. I might, if I figure out if I can cut the paper somewhere and move them over and add another one, I'll come back. But basically this is what I have for this one, and I might cut it again. I might just do another one and then cut it again one final time to make it one final size. And then when you're done, you're gonna find all the edges that are loose like this and glue them shut. Glue them shut. That's what I did for this one. So this one I did it sideways. So I started over here, you can see that, and I went under, over, under, and I glued this side and I glued this side. And then I started this, I did this one again, the second one. I didn't start it on this side, I went on this side and I started it here, see? And then I kept alternating them like that until I was done. So this one needs more. This one looks very boneless, so I'm gonna really try to add at least one more to see if it will look better. Okay. Hey girl, I'm back. So I ended up doing something a little insane. So I cut it all the way off. I severed this end and I wove another piece through, and it ended up being like on the edge like this. But what happened now is that it curved. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at this. So I got a different washi tape. I got this one instead of the one with the red. This one has pink and gold hearts, and I'm gonna put it all around the edges to make it look more finished. But essentially this is what you're going for. Essentially this is what you're going for. I like it better now that it seems like it has enough weaving going through it. It's not too thin, not too boneless or whatever. So that's what you want. So you start off on this side and you go through the back and up, through and up, through and up, through and up, through and up, and then flip it around, start on the next side, same thing, go through and just follow the cuts, weaving through and through, following the cuts. And then when you're adding another one, you go back to the other side and come out to the end and add it from there, through and up and up and up. So I'm going to finish the edges with the washi tape and then come back and show you the finished product. And this is the finished product. So I'm not able to put the washi tape along here or here because of the curve. But it's probably because it's too thin and I tried to force tone shaper through it, but I still am not mad at it. So I just glued most of the edges here, most of these I glued on the other side, and I put the washi tape at the top and at the bottom, and I think it came out cute. I don't know, I think it came out cute. It's cute. So that is it. That is all. I'm very proud of my bookmarks. Thank you for watching, and I hope you try it, Lizzie. Bye bye. Love you.